Hello class, I welcome you all to this session. This session we are going to discuss journal entries of transactions on which GST is paid. So, when do you have this GST paid? When you are purchasing or selling goods and services in invoice. For every transaction, if the goods or services is taxable under GST law, you would have to include that tax component in the invoice only if you are a registered person under GST. That is, you have a GST number. The first transaction, if you look into, you have purchase of goods. It's purchase of goods if intrastate transaction both CGST and SGST is charged. Now, intra means it is within. Intra means it is within state. Okay. What is inter? Inter is between state. Okay. So, intra is within state, that is between transaction within Chennai, Madurai to Chennai, or Puducherry. If it is Puducherry, then you would include UTGST because it is a union territory. If other, say Salem and Kadalur, all these transactions will attract intra-state purchase, intra-state. So it will input GST, input SGST. Now, if it is interstate, if it is interstate purchase, then you have between states. Say for example, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, Tamil Nadu and Gujarat, Rajasthan and Maharashtra, like that. When you are purchasing, normally what is the journal entry? Purchases account debit to creditors or cash or bank account. So purchases account debit to creditors or cash or bank. So if it is a credit purchases, you would write to creditors. If it is a cash transaction, then cash. If you would have given check, then you will write bank. So purchases will have an input GST because when you are purchasing goods, you have input GST, and when you are selling goods, you have output GST. Okay. So for interstate purchases, you have purchases account debit, input IGST account to creditors or bank account. I hope that this is clear. Then second transaction, you have purchase return. See, purchase return, whatever transaction that you have written here, that is you have written for intra-state purchases, that is purchase account, input CGST, input SGST to creditors. The same entry will be an ulta entry for purchase return because you are returning. Okay, so creditors or cash or bank account to purchase return account to input CGST account to input SGST account. Then for return of intrastate purchase, then for return of interstate purchase, then you have creditors, cash, bank account to purchase return account to input IGST account. The next transaction is purchase of assets. When you are purchasing assets, say plant and machinery, computer, or any sort of land or building or anything, what is the transaction? If it is intra, I input CGST, SGST will come. So asset account debit, input CGST account, input SGST account to vendors or bank account. In case of interstate purchase, asset account debit, input IGST account to vendor or bank account. If it is a credit purchase, you will write to vendors. If it is a cash transaction, you write cash or bank. Okay. Then commission expenses, in case of intra-state transaction. You have commission paid. It's a expenses. So you're debiting that input CGST account, input SGST account to cash bank commission payable account. In case of interstate transactions, you have commission paid account, input IGST account to cash bank or outstanding commission account. Now when this outstanding commission account comes into picture, see when you are following accrual basis of accounting, when you are supposed to pay commission, say for example you are supposed to pay 5,000 rupees, you have not paid, then it has to be recorded somewhere. Okay, it has to be recorded. So commission paid account debit to outstanding commission account. That outstanding commission account will be shown in the balance sheet liability side. So it's a liability to you, that it states that you need to pay that amount. It states. Okay, and the fifth transaction you can see here, telephone bill, telephone expenses account debit, input CGST account debit, input SGST account debit to cash or bank or outstanding telephone expenses. The next transaction, if you look into the next transaction, you have rent paid for business premises. Now rent is an expenses, so rent account debit to cash bank or outstanding rent. If rent is outstanding, you would write to outstanding rent account. Since GST is also included in rent, GST, you have input CGST account, input SGST account. Okay, you don't have this IGST concept in rent, so you are restricted only to CGST and SGST. You would rent your premises within the state only. You not rent the premises. The premises will not cross the border. It cannot be movable. That's why. So rent account debit, input CGST account, input SGST account to cash or bank or outstanding rent account. If rent paid for property, part of which is used for personal purpose, say residence, if it is used for personal purpose, then it is called as drawings. So if, say for example, 10,000 is the rent, first floor you are using it as residential purpose, ground floor you are using it as your office. Now this rent 5,000 will be for office purpose, you will show it as rent account debit. Another 5,000 it is used, you are using as a residence, first floor is a residential space, so that is personal, so it's shown as drawings account. So input CGST, input SGST account to cash or bank and outstanding rent account. Okay, you are paying rent, purchasing, you are paying something to the person whoever selling goods or services to you. So whenever you pay from your pocket, it is input. When you receive from your customer, it is output. Okay, so you remember. Alternatively, you can also show this entry as rent account, input CGST and input SGST account to cash or bank outstanding rent account, or drawings account. Then the second aspect, drawings account to rent account to input CGST account, input SGST account. If this is confusing, please make sure that you follow this entry. Which entry? This entry. Okay. Next, insurance premium for insuring business assets. Insurance premium is an expense. So insurance expenses account debit, input CGST account, input SGST account to cash or bank account. Okay, then you have advertisement expenses. CGST is charged and input credit is allowed. See, If it is advertisement charge, if it is for intra-state transaction, then advertisement expenses account debit, input CGST account, input SGST account to cash bank outstanding advertisement expenses account. When expenses are supposed to pay but you are not paid, then you will show it as outstanding expenses account. Okay, so if it is intra, then input CGST, input SGST. One thing you have to remember is you have to understand the normal entry. With that you need to add this input CGST or SGST or input IGST. You should be able to identify that. If it is intra, then it is CGST, SGST. If it is inter, IGST. Okay, the next transaction is bank charges. Bank charges is nothing but whatever services you have got from bank. The bank will charge a certain amount of fee. That is called as bank charges account debit, input CGST account, input SGST account to bank account. Okay. Printing and stationery. What is this? Printing and stationery is an expense. So you have this transaction, printing and stationery expenses account debit, input CGST account, input SGST account to cash bank or outstanding expenses account. If it is inter, you would write in IGST instead input CGST and SGST. Similarly, freight paid, it is a expense. Freight inward, freight paid means transportation expenses. When you are bringing in the raw material from the place of supply, say for example cotton, you are bringing into your factory. Okay, uh, there will be some cost involved to transport this raw material to the factory. That is called as, so freight inward, it's coming into your factory, that is called as freight inwards. Okay, so if it is intra, CGST, SGST, inter, IGST, simple. Then postage and courier expenses, this is also an expenses. So postage and courier expenses, you have it's an expenses, input CGST, SGST, it get attracted. Goods distributed as sample. Now goods, when goods are distributed at sample, you have advertisement sample account. Now normal entry what you are supposed to write is advertisement or samples account debit to purchases account, because you would have purchased that goods from your supplier. What is the journal entry you would have written? Purchases account debit to cash account. Yes, that purchases, did you sell that? No, you have distributed as samples. So debiting purchases is not correct. So you need to rectify that, you need to cancel that purchase. So you are writing two purchases account, assets samples account debit. See, assets, I'm sorry, not assets, advertisements samples account debit to purchases. Advertisement samples account debit to purchases, to input CGST and input SGST. If it is inter, then you write IGST. Goods destroyed by fire, lost in theft, and insurance claim is lodged. In this case, in case goods are purchased, then when you are losing that goods either by fire, this is an accident, right? Either by fire or theft. What is the normal journal entry? Loss of goods by fire, theft or theft account debit to purchases account. You have to include to input CGST, because you would have got that input CGST and input SGST account. When claim is lodged, see, usually when fire happens, if you have insured under fire insurance, you can very well claim, you can communicate to the insurance company that there is a fire accident, and you can claim your loss. So when claim is lodged, when you are informing to the insurance company and claim is lodged by the insurance company, you would write insurance company account debit to loss of goods by fire or theft account. If the insurance company, um, Where insurance purchased is interstate, loss of goods by fire, theft account to purchases account to input IGST account. When claim is lodged with insurance company, then insurance company to loss of goods by fire or theft. See, the same transaction they have written. In case of goods were purchased intrastate, you would write CGST. Interstate, you will write IGST. Simple. Now last transaction under input CGST and input SGST, payment of GST under reverse charge. Now what is reverse charge? See, when the persons who are not registered person, if you are purchasing from unregistered person, you cannot say that you will not pay GST. Okay. See, because you want to claim your input tax. So what happens is that you have to give the entry as input CGST account, input SGST account to cash or bank account. Okay, so reverse charge, payment of GST under reverse charge, in sense you yourself pay for the GST amount that is there reflected in the bill of the supplier. The supplier need not pay to the government. Even though you are the purchaser, you pay the GST on behalf of your supplier. Then it is called as reverse charge. So we will be discussing what is reverse charge. Right now you don't think about what is this new term reverse charge, nothing. You just concentrate on the entry. You know something about reverse charge. Reverse charge is when we ourselves pay tax, pay GST for the supplies that we have got. See, it is the responsibility of the supplier to pay GST on certain transactions, on certain entries. What happens is that the supplier may be an unregistered person, or the situation would have happened that the recipient should have paid the GST. So in this case, when transaction is intra-state, you have input as CGST, input SGST account debit to cash or bank account. When transaction is interstate, then input IGST account debit to cash or bank account. I hope that this video is clear. We will be looking into the next video. We will be discussing output tax liability. Okay, output CGST, all these things we will discuss. Thank you, class.